broadcasting across the nation from the East Coast to the West, keeping you up to date on technology while enjoying a little whiskey on the side, with leading-edge topics, along with special guests, to navigate technology in a segmented, stylized radio program. The information that will make you go, Pull up a seat, raise a glass with our hosts as we spend the next hour talking about technology for the common person. Welcome to TechTime Radio with Nathan Mumm.
Welcome to TechTime with Nathan Mumm, the show that goes, Technology News of the Week, the show for the everyday person talking about technology, broadcasting across the nation with insightful segments on weeks ahead of the mainstream media. We welcome our radio audience of 35 million listeners to an hour of insightful technology news. I'm Nathan Mumm, your host and technologist with over 30 years of technology expertise. Our co-host Mike Roday is in studio, and he's the award-winning author and our human behavior expert. Now, we're live streaming during our show on 4 of the most popular platforms, including YouTube, Twitch.tv, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We encourage you to visit us online at techtimeradio.com and become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/techtimeradio. We're all friends from different backgrounds, but we bring the best technology show possible weekly for our family, friends, and fans to enjoy. We're glad to have Odie, our producer, at the control panel today. Welcome, everyone. Let's start today's show.
Now on today's show.
All right, welcome to TechTime Radio. Today we dive into the real-world crypto thriller that feels straight out of an action movie, complete with a luxury Manhattan hideout and suspects accused of extreme tactics to get his hands on digital currency. Meanwhile, Amazon has quietly launched an innovative team called 01, led by a name you might remember from Microsoft's past. And what are you cooking up behind the scenes with this new group? Plus, Rockstar's AI ambitions for Grand Theft Auto 6 could reshape how you play video games, and maybe even how the game thinks itself. Now, our fan favorite letter segment returns to spotlight the latest scam attempts hitting your inbox, and a major retail site faces a mysterious shutdown following a security scare. Don't miss a minute of TechTime Radio's curiosity meets caution. In addition, we have our standard features, Mike's mesmerizing moment, our technology fail of the week, and our Nathan Nugget. But of course, the most important aspect we have is our pick of the day whiskey tasting to see if our selected whiskey gets 0, 1, or 2 thumbs up by the end of the show. Now, though, let's start with the latest headlines in the world of technology.
Here are our top technology stories of the week.
All right, story number 1. It's rare to have a video game as our top story, but this is no ordinary video game. With the expectations to sell over 1 million copies in its first 24 hours at a price point that could be as large as $100 for the base game and $199 for the deluxe collector's edition, let's learn a little bit more about Grand Theft Auto 6.
Directly from Rockstar Games. Hi, everyone. Grand Theft Auto 6 is now set to release on May 26th, 2026. We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations. And Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. Sincerely, Rockstar Games. Now back to the studio.
All right, let's talk about this. Rockstar's AI development for Grand Theft Auto 6 are out of this world. Now, they are designing AI specifically in this game itself. That's kind of why it hit our number 1 story here.
You and your AI.
The AI stuff, that's right. So everybody's probably familiar with NPCs, right? In any video game you have the NPCs. If you watch the Jumanji movies.
Quest givers.
Yes, the quest givers. They're the people that you kind of interact with. Every once in a while, you'll have one that has a little icon that you can interact with and have dialogue with, and the other ones just kind of mumble themselves around as you walk around with them. Well, Grand Theft Auto is going to change how AI and your NPCs work. Here is exciting news that we have confirmed on the AI technology in Grand Theft Auto 6. And the whole idea of the new open world scenario may be collecting data about you as you interact in the game itself. So here's what we got. Rockstar has a reputation for redefining the limits of video games, and AI innovations for Grand Theft Auto 6 are likely to set the new benchmark. Based on insights, here's what we anticipate Rockstar will incorporate in a sophisticated AI to foster a more immersive and dynamic gaming experience. This involves an update to Grand Theft Auto 6 NPC behavior AI, in which non-playable characters, NPC, are expected to demonstrate more realistic behaviors, making the in-world feeling more vibrant than ever. Now, the AI-enhanced world mechanics. One of the most promising features is that AI Grand Theft Auto 6 will have AI random features that will include enhanced various elements, traffic patterns, weather dynamics, resulting in a world that responds and changes according to the player's action. The AI-driven approach to world mechanics would revolutionize how player interactions within the environment go between the multiplayer settings and the single-player settings. So let's talk about this. So AI. So now, right now in a lot of the video games, you'll have your sun up, sun down, and they'll have some random generators in the games themselves to say, hey, this day it may rain, this day it may not rain, this day we got it. But they're going to have AI features in there that will take maybe real-world analogies of going on or other dynamic features that could have a rainstorm followed by another rainstorm followed by another rainstorm. So you could get like a week worth of rain if the AI chooses to do that. What do you think about that feature adding to the game?
Well, as AI goes, this is one of the areas where I'm not that bent on destroying it.
Okay. So you're okay with this. So if you're doing an environment,
okay. All right. So
we're talking environments right
now. Yeah, everything is more complex than it seems. But AI is probably a good thing to be used in a simulated environment because, as a gaming person myself, that if you do playthrough after playthrough after playthrough, you start knowing which NPCs are going to give you what and what. So if there's some more randomness there and more dynamism, yeah, but that's probably a good thing.
Okay.
The bad thing is if I wanted to do this, I'd probably have to get a new computer set up because it's going to eat up all my RAM.
That is correct. So you're okay with us having detailed worlds, expansions type.
Yeah,
of
but it still comes with some problem areas, right?
Okay, well, let's talk about the next feature they have here. Okay, all right. The next feature they have, artificial intelligence strategies. So this is, you're just kind of talking about the walkthrough possibilities. This would empower Rockstar to craft expansive, detailed worlds that would not have the same enhancements or the same ways to go through a walkthrough as you do a video game. So I'm playing the Indiana Jones game on Xbox, right? And it's very much a walkthrough. You move from piece 1 to piece 2 to piece 3 to piece 4. They're saying that you're going to not be able to have the same walkthrough. So if you want to master the game and somebody's streaming that, your experience could be completely different than that streamer's experience based upon how you interact with different stuff. Do you like that idea of randomization?
Yeah.
Okay.
All that stuff is a positive for the game itself. It's not necessarily a positive for the technology, and it may not be a positive for the psychology of the person playing the game.
Okay. Well, so you're okay with the enhancement of walkthroughs being randomly generated. You're okay with the environments. Now let's talk about the NPCs, right? Primary emphasis on Rockstar's AI feature, again, would be the enhanced AI to allow NPCs, which are, again, these non-playing characters that are sitting in the thing, to react more authentically to player actions, enriching the sense of immersion. It may manifest a more nuanced conversation or respond behaviorally changed based on the player's reputation, transforming the gameplay experience and storytelling. Having NPCs remember conversations and interactions will allow people to come back to that NPC, pick up a conversation that they had before, like talking to a friend that you haven't seen for a while, yet still recalling past conversations. Now, how do you feel about this? So you go down to an NPC, you have an interaction. You can jump in here too, Odie. Now, all of a sudden, they are absolutely going to be collecting data on you. So let's not try to pretend like this is going to be in the sandbox environment. They're going to collect data on you. Your NPC interaction that you have with this character will be remembered. They could generate random stuff What do you think about that?
There's going to be a lot more relationships with the NPCs if that's what's going on.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Especially seeing how they, like, I don't want to say, I guess, over-sexualize characters in that game.
Are you jumping into my side of the pond?
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine that. Like, people are already hyped for this game, and they have been anticipating it for years. There's going to...
You think they're going to have relationships with
the
NPCs?
aspect of AI having an actual conversation with you and not just being the same, like, oh, welcome back.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is where it starts edging into the problem areas of AI and human relations.
Okay, so
I think that's so cool, but I don't think it's necessary. NPC should just be the standard, oh, what are you doing back here? Welcome back. Here's the quest.
Here's a quest. You don't want them to have a conversation about like a kid or conversations about personal aspects.
I want to see if I can set it up so that I can get one NPC talking to another NPC and just leave them alone and go away.
And just go away.
See what happens there.
I don't know. I'm sure that will. You know what? I'm sure that will actually be a process that will come sooner than later. So
it'll crash my system, and I'll have to reboot the game.
So you have these two people arguing, and you come on back like 3 days later, and they're still on the beach arguing with each other,
or they're
one's
having
dead.
Sex in the alley or whatever.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's the NPC. So the last thing that they have is diverse play styles. So this is saying, let's say you're an older individual playing the game versus a younger kid playing the game. It may be a little bit easier for that older individual to get into the storyline, not have to kill or shoot or do as many robberies or different stuff. So kind of right now in most video games, you choose like an easy mode, a normal mode, I'm going to die mode type of settings that you can play for difficulty. This is going to dynamically change based upon how you play. What do you think about that?
Sometimes you just want to go through the game on beginner mode.
Okay.
And if you can't do that in this game, that might detract from the story
The
that
actual,
you want to tell
okay,
yourself.
so I like playing on normally normal mode, so I get a little bit of a challenge, but I don't play any of the... I'm going to play difficult and try to go out and sneak around and do these different aspects. So, all right. Well, okay. That is the AI. Interesting that whatever Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay is going to be.
Maybe you should clear your throat a little bit more there.
There you go. Whatever it's going to be, I'm sure everybody else is going to be mimicking it. Years behind, right?
It's gonna hit every other open world game that's out there.
Okay,
at some point, and then everybody's gonna have to get new computers.
They're gonna have to get new computers or new machines. Or
how much is this gonna eat up your?
Well, they're saying right now that on the platforms like the Xbox new Series X that's available and the new PlayStation that are out there, that it'll take up 80% of your hard drive space. And right now they have not confirmed physical copies of this. These are all digital downloads at this time.
Which means it's not yours.
So you don't really get to take a disc. I'm sure there'll probably be a price point that you can actually get a physical disc of this game. But it's still dependent upon all the servers running in that open world environment. So it's really, once they pull the plug into those servers, that game's gone.
You really don't think that they're going to take the Nintendo route and just give you a key to have when you buy the physical copy, quote unquote?
I think they'll probably actually have some price point that's a physical copy.
Okay.
There's no reason. I mean, if I can do $199 for an online version with deluxe special skins and some cheats,
then you'll have seasons
that come on out.
Seasons that come out that you have to pay for individually.
Yeah, so you get the additional stuff.
Month basis.
Yeah, and then there. Yeah, so I mean, just think of this: if they sell 1 million copies at $100. I mean, that's $1 billion game right off of day one.
Yeah, they're turning it into My Life.
Your life? $1 billion?
Isn't that game? My Life?
My Life. Oh, okay.
Where everybody gets on and does all this stuff. They're trying to turn it into that.
They're also in the works of having people actually have like jobs in stores where you can create stuff and have in digital currency transfers that will happen.
That's a Zuckerberg thing.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's go on to story number 2. I think this must be a much better story than all of our AI.
I don't know about that, but did you ever see that movie Pain and Gain?
I have not.
Okay, so the story is supposed to be based on a true story. It's got Mark Wahlberg and The Rock in it, and they're these gym rats. Right?
Okay,
and they kidnap this rich guy and get him to sign over all of his stuff to them.
Okay.
And then try to off them, right?
Okay.
So that's the basis of this one. Well, this has happened in the crypto world too. Apparently somebody was watching that movie.
Okay. What happened here?
Well, a second suspect now has been arrested for allegedly kidnapping and torturing an Italian tourist in an upmarket Manhattan home for weeks in an effort to get his password to his crypto wallet.
Okay, hang on here. So they kidnapped somebody to get a password from the computer. So this is like a Mission Impossible.
This is really just this movie that I was talking about.
All right,
they kidnap this guy. They work him over. They're torturing him. That's what happened in the movie, right?
Okay.
And they're trying to get him to turn over his crypto password.
Wow. Okay, tell me more.
William Duplessis, 32, turned himself into authorities on Tuesday after his alleged accomplice was arrested last week. The alleged victim, told police he was hung off a roof ledge. Oh, man, I can't talk today. I've been hanging out with you too much. Hung off a roof ledge, shocked with electrical wires, and attacked with a chainsaw as his attackers demanded he reveal his Bitcoin wallet password. Both suspects are charged with kidnapping with intent to collect ransom, assault, unlawful imprisonment, and other crimes.
So they had a chainsaw, electric wires. I mean, what is this, like a DC?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Movie gone bad, huh?
I wasn't there, but this
okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. More. Okay.
Well, the arrest came after the victim managed to escape a home in Soho, in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in New York, where he was allegedly tortured and bound for nearly 3 weeks. I don't know if that should be allegedly, because he knows he was tortured.
Okay.
According to police, Mr. Duplessis is a business partner of John Waltz, who was arrested on Friday, a 37-year-old partner. Mr. Waltz is a crypto investor from Kentucky and has been renting the Soho home where the assaults supposedly occurred for between $30,000 and $40,000 per month.
Wow.
Investigators in the case also arrested a woman on Friday, but prosecutors have declined to press charges against her yet. The alleged victim, who has not been identified publicly, told police he came to New York from Italy on May 6th. And that upon arriving at the suspect's house, Mr. Waltz took his passport and held him captive for 17 days. Police say he had a gun pointed at his head, was struck with it, and had threats made against his family as his attackers demanded he reveal his password. He was also allegedly forced to smoke crack cocaine. The 28-year-old Italian national says he escaped on Friday morning, bloodied and barefoot, after agreeing to give the men his password. When they went to go get his laptop, the victim said he fled the 8-bedroom townhouse. He reported the attack and was taken to the hospital for treatment. A police search of the home found several Polaroid photos of the victim being tied up and tortured, as well as firearms and drugs. Mr. Waltz has also been ordered to remain in jail after prosecutors argued that he had the means to flee, including, that's just a quick way of saying that they denied him bail.
Okay. All right.
In a separate case overseas, police have arrested more than 20 people following a number of kidnapping plots targeting crypto entrepreneurs and their families. So, hey, copycats.
Okay. Wow. So, what does this tell us?
This tells us that people are people.
People are people. And
this
now,
happens.
So you should not be going on to YouTube or bragging to people about your cryptocurrency. So it's just like bragging about your cash, right? I see that all the time on these YouTube videos.
I think the amount of stuff that we reveal on the internet these days is astoundingly stupid.
It is. And so if you're bragging about, hey, I just made $6 million on cryptocurrency, here's what I got, blah, 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 blah. Unless you're the used car salesman trying to get people to sign up into their multi-level marketing scheme on this, I think I would keep all of your cryptocurrency that you make private. Now, with that, I just want to say I have $16 billion in Bitcoin that's sitting in my wallet right now.
Okay, well,
my address is no. I'm just joking.
Maybe you're going to get visited by one of these knuckleheads
in the middle of the night with some.
Yeah. So, I mean, this If you've ever seen that movie, you can see.
This is kind of like a Taken movie too, right? I mean, these are all kind of the same type of deal.
No, Taken was completely different.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, I thought there was.
I don't know why you need to go to these places. I'm surprised you didn't bring up a Star Trek episode.
Star Trek episode season 4.
Watch the movie. Watch the movie. You'll see so
the
many
movie
parallels.
again is what the movie
Pain and Gain.
Pain and Gain.
It's got Mark Wahlberg and
The Rock both.
And The Rock.
How could they afford that budget?
And the guy that plays the Captain America.
Oh, Chris Evans.
No, the new one.
Oh, Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie. I think that's him.
All right.
Yeah, and they played these. What do they call these days? The
hackers
or they're gym rats. They're in there pumping iron all the time, and they're
there's a bunch of new trending words for that. I don't know what
they're called anymore.
Neither do I. I'm here to
but
pump
this is supposedly based on a true story. So I mean, watch.
They're Hans and Franz guys, right?
Not quite.
No. Okay. All right. Story number 3. Amazon has introduced a new innovation-driven team called 01. Led by Jay Allard, the creator of Microsoft Zune.
Is this like Coke, girl?
It's like 01. Well, okay, so 01, we're going to be breaking this, and no one's going to be talking about this. And then in 2 or 3 months, everybody's going to be talking about 01. And you say, where did you hear about that first? Only on TechTime Radio, because we're head of that mainstream media. All right, here's what we got. The group is charged with creating a groundbreaking consumer product in both hardware and software for Amazon. The 01 team operates from locations in Seattle, San Francisco, Sunny Valley, California, focusing on various hardware and software innovations. As indicated by a recent job posting, the team's name reflects this goal on taking emerging product concepts from inception to launch, or from 0 to 1. That's kind of how they got their name. Now, Allard, who spent 19 years at Microsoft, most recently serving as the technology chief of consumer products before leaving in 2010, is at the helm. He played a significant role in designing the Xbox game console and the Zune, and the unsuccessful competitor to the iPod. Now, Allard joins Amazon in September, and the company confirmed that he would be part of the devices and service team. An Amazon spokesman verified that Allard leads 01, but did not provide any additional details about the team's project. Now, the job postings revealed limited information on 01, but they're all over the internet, and everybody's looking at LinkedIn and these locations to see what it's got. It has, quote unquote, conceiving, designing, and launching computer vision technologies for a new smart home product. Computer vision technologies for a new smart home product. So is Amazon getting into the VR space?
Amazon's going to get their little fingers into everything.
Well, Amazon has recruited employees from its various business units who have a track record of deploying and developing innovative technologies, including its Alexa voice assistant, Luna Cloud gaming service, and the Halo sleep tracker, as suggested by the LinkedIn profiles of 01 staff. While Amazon is expanding this segment of its devices group, the company is also cutting back in other sectors of its extensive devices and service division. So this is we're getting rid of our Ring phones and all these little basic things that we have. Now we are here. I'll say it right now. They are working on a VR concept to compete with Meta and Zuckerberg on a hardware platform that will engage people in their space.
Are you sure? This sounds more like they're trying to integrate everything they can in your home and life so that they can get more information about you.
Yes. I'll just tell you this.
And then translate it into AI NPCs that come by and sell you stuff.
Or your Visa virtual assistant that's available to purchase stuff. All right. Well, it's exciting because I think this group has a pretty large potential to be shaping the future that we'll be talking about in the coming months. Well, that ends our top tech stories of the week.
The setting up Battlestar Galactica.
It's getting close. It's getting close. Well, they got it. It's interesting on who they're bringing in for this, because they're bringing in a lot of old time individuals and a bunch of new hotshot people. So it's kind of like the remake of a super movie where you bring in your old cast and then you introduce your new cast and they all work together and save the world. And okay. Sorry, did I spoil?
I don't know. You just kind of go off on these little tangents. I don't.
Well, I don't
even bother thinking about them anymore.
Okay, you listened. You heard it here first. Well, up next we have our letter segment featuring scams submitted by listeners and some studio selected emails. Be sure to listen and share this segment with a friend. But now we're about to hit 88 miles per hour on our way to our next segment. We'll catch you after this commercial break.
Looking for custom glass solutions for your next commercial project? Hartung Glass Industries is your trusted partner in custom glass fabrication. For over 100 years, Hartung has delivered proven manufacturing expertise, comprehensive product offerings, and dependable service and quality. From energy-efficient facades to custom shower doors, we create glass solutions tailored to your project needs. With 8 facilities across the U.S. and Canada, we combine national expertise with a local touch-ensuring faster service and unparalleled customer care. Hartung Glass Industries, where quality meets innovation. Visit hartungglass.com to learn more.
Well, welcome back to Tech Time with Nathan Mumm. Our weekly show covers the top technology subjects. So without any political agenda, we verify the facts, and we do it with a sense of humor in less than 60 minutes. And, of course, a little whiskey on the side. Today, Mark Gregoire, a whiskey connoisseur, is on assignment and not in studio, on vacation. So we have our producer filling in. Odie, what has Mark / you chosen for us today?
Today, Mark has chosen the Bainbridge Battle Point 2 Island Sakura Cask Whiskey. From Bainbridge's website, select barrels of Battle Point whiskey aged 6.5 years are emptied after primary maturation. They're then transferred to virgin 66-gallon Japanese Sakura or cherry wood casks for an additional 6 to 7 months of aging and conditioning. They're fragrant and floral with notes of cherry blossom, sandalwood, marzipan, and vanilla on the nose, rich cherry, yuzu, toasted grain, leather, quince preserves, clove, and nutmeg on the palate, finishing silky rich and slightly sweet along with lush fruit and subtle oak. That is a lot. Are you guys getting any of that?
I got the vanilla.
Okay.
I got the vanilla.
Did you get the oak?
I got cherry and vanilla.
Okay.
So you got the cherry blossom?
Yep.
Okay.
I didn't get the hint of nutmeg
and
or
clove.
Yeah, or the taste of radiator fluid or whatever else was in there.
Well, this is from Bainbridge Organic Distillers in Bainbridge Island, finished as a wheat whiskey, aged 6.5 years, 100 proof. The mash bill is 95% USDA organic heritage soft white wheat, finished in the Sakura casks or Japanese cherry wood. Goes for $100.
That's right.
And don't forget to please like and subscribe. Drink responsibly. Heaven can wait.
There you go. So, what are you thinking so far on your palate here, Mike?
It initially I'm not feeling it yet.
Okay,
it has a really good finish so far.
It does. It's
has a
smooth.
good finish?
Very
Okay.
smooth.
Yeah,
Very smooth.
its upfront profile wasn't very palatable.
Well,
Okay.
we'll have to wait for the mumbles.
There you go. All right. Well, with our whiskey tasting complete, let's move on to our feature segment today. We bring back the funny yet informative reading of emails that I or others we received during the week. This includes scams, phishing emails, texting scams, and all-out mistruths disguised as legitimate emails in the segment we call Letters.
Letters, we get letters. We get back and back of letters. Ah, letters, we get letters. And the letters all have fun.
All right, Odie, we're going to start up with you. You're going to hit the home run to start off our event. You ready with your your spam stuff?
I think I'm going to have to put on my hat during this one.
What is your hat? What does your
Your
hat
hat's
say?
already on.
I know,
though.
but this might have to be an exclusive Letters hat.
Oh, is that?
Oh, okay.
So
I
you
see.
don't wear
Don't
it
click
normally.
on stuff.
Don't click on stuff. There you go. I like your hat. So anytime we do letters, you're just going to put this hat on and just
Maybe
keep
this
on
is
pointing
where
your
I
head?
should just wear the hat.
Okay, I like
although
that.
the hat looks pretty cool.
It does look pretty good on you. You know what? It may just
Be
be
careful there.
okay. All right, Odie, you're up first.
Okay, this is from Gabby Gosh at rippling.com. Hey, last email from me sharing this webinar we did recently for lean IT teams. It goes over security posture, quote unquote, policies, SSO, MFA, passkeys for smaller companies. Is changing your IT stack a priority this year? If yes, I'd love to show you how we can support on a call and send a $100 Amazon gift card later as a thank you.
Oh.
Offer details are here. She is apparently an account executive from Rippling.
They're gonna send me $100.
They're gonna send you for doing their webinar.
For doing their webinar. So all I got to do is go into their sales pitch. Have you ever been on a vacation and they offered to give you like free tickets to an event, and all you'd have to do is come to their remote location for 2 hours and hear their pitch about what they have going on.
That's a timeshare pitch.
Well, that is exactly the same thing I think you have there with the timeshare pitch. So if you spend time with them on their seminar, they're going to send you $100 gift card. Now, what's interesting is I've done a couple of these every once in a while.
You've done that?
You know what? One of every once in a while, something will.
Hasn't everybody been to a timeshare pitch?
No. Wow.
Well,
okay.
You got to live. This is part of life. Find a timeshare pitch and go.
I've heard of them, but I'm terrified.
Are you terrified?
Yeah, you got to sit there for like 6 hours. I don't think I can.
No, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be that long.
It's pretty high sales.
I think the one I went to was like 2 hours long.
2 hours? Okay. All right. And then they shuttle you over there, and then they're like, oh, you come on back. And then they're like, oh, you didn't buy anything.
And then they pressure you.
Yeah.
What's interesting is these events, is they do these events where you can come in, and every once in a while, there'll be one of interest for me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I get a $25 gift card. Maybe I get a $30 gift card. It doesn't make any interest, but I go to it. What happens is they always seem to now forget to send you the card. So what they do is they make it an onus upon yourself instead of just saying.
Oh, they forget.
They forget. Yeah. So some of these can be legit, and you could actually maybe want to go to one of these and learn something. But they never offer the card. You have to then get back to them, and then it's like, oh, sorry, we forgot, and then they transfer you to somebody else, and they transfer. So they literally now have this game where they keep on playing to see how aggressive you are to get your $100 gift card when you still haven't chosen to get their service or not.
Nah.
And it's not really worth the time.
Immediately spam.
Okay, there you go. All right, Mike, you're up next.
Or
yeah,
because this is something I would do.
Yeah.
I would become the most aggressive person trying to get that card.
Oh,
I would pester and pester and pester them
for that $100 gift
card.
That
$100 gift
Do
card.
people actually get this card?
Sometimes, well, only if you.
If you cause them enough problems, they will give you the card to go away.
Yes.
Okay.
But they just don't. They offer this as a selection of, hey, we'll give it to you easily, but the actual way to do it is going to be almost as bad as pulling out a toenail and trying to get that taken care of. All right.
Okay.
Have you ever pulled out a toenail? When I've been tortured.
Anyway.
When I've been tortured. When I've been tortured for my
every time I get tortured for my crypto wallet, that's what happens.
All right, you're up next.
Okay. So I've got an email here from Noah Roof.
Okay.
Which it's noah.roof@arcticwolf.com. That looks like an
It's a legitimate thing.
Legitimate.
It is. This is actually a legitimate company.
Okay. So the subject, which is interesting, circling back on our meeting from parentheses, insert date here. It looks like their automatic populator wasn't working that day.
Okay.
Because there's no date.
There's no date.
Hi, Nathan. We know that many organizations are reevaluating their priorities and budgets, blah, blah, blah. I'm wondering if you have security initiatives on the horizon or unlimited ingestion model. That's an interesting way of putting that. Ingesting. Concierge security team and predictable pricing model are some of the top ways we differentiate our service delivery. Let me know if you have the time this week to connect. Thank you, Noah Roof, helping organizations in cyber risk, numbers, emails, websites.
Okay, so now in the email. So first of all, the person forgot to put the meeting date in. So clearly, I'm not a priority if they didn't put their meeting date. Or
that's an auto populator.
Well,
that's what double parentheses means.
Yeah,
there should be an auto populated date in there.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the problem. There is no real date because in the email thread that supposedly we've had a conversation for, I have no previous conversation. So he cut and pasted all this previous conversation stuff into this email and sent it to me, which may be the reason why their auto tool did not work, because we have no existing emails at all that he's reached out to me. This is the first email, even though he cut and pasted a whole bunch. Cut and paste and put different stuff in there.
It does say that on Tuesday, May 6th, 9:48 a.m., Noah Roof wrote, "Hey, Nathan, with our recent entry into endpoint security market, blah, 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 blah."
Yeah, but if you notice how in most emails you get the to and from and different information there, it's all
that doesn't have that stuff.
Bad sales model.
Did you follow up with this at all?
No, I did not. He didn't offer me $100 gift card, so I guess that's going to go in the
That was
the
so
trash.
boring. My computer went to sleep.
All right, well, here's the next one I have. Have you ever heard of an ASUS router?
ASUS?
ASUS routers.
ASUS?
Yeah. So this is a public service announcement to give to everybody. If you have an ASUS router, just to let you know, nation states are currently working on hacking all of those with firmware patches and reboots that will take over and garner the traffic flow for any of your ASUS routers that have been purchased from 1995. So that's back, I guess, when ASUS probably started, right? Back in the 95 router time frame, all the way up to 2022. Essentially, what's happened is there is a known issue with all of the routers in the code itself that allows a backdoor. If you have any one of these routers right now, and if they're tied to any of the Orb network groups, or Orb's a method to embrace or advance your old hardware with new and intelligent information. These are kind of hacks to make your old systems work better with the new technology. All of them have been compromised. Essentially, the espionage campaign started on March 18th, dubbing the technique used as a backdoor of the AYYSSHUSSH commands to take over your devices. Now, it doesn't mean that your device will automatically turn off. You'll probably continue to have issues, but there's a feature that gets enabled called bandwidth SQLite logging that allows the attackers to pass a string of direct information into your system calls. With the power, attackers are enabled to put out commands to bind to TCP ports, adding an attacker-controlled public key, and it sets up to make the firmware updates against this attack only available on their backdoor. So if you haven't,
scam.
No, this is just a service bulletin announcement. If you have an ASUS router and you do not have the standard updates that have been done to your router all the way up to 2022, do you have an ASUS router?
No.
Okay. If you do, the chances of it being corrupted are strong, and you should go get those replaced.
That sounds like a Nathan Nugget to me.
Well, no, it's a consumer report. That was a consumer bulletin board. All right. Okay. Next one, Odie, you got up? I got my next scam one here. I just wanted to share that. So.
Mine's from Coinbase.
Oh, no.
Well, it says it's from Coinbase, but it's from new.sales.zoo.eflightstore.com
What?
on behalf of Coinbase.
Oh, on behalf of Coinbase. Okay.
The subject says please, and then I'm guessing a bunch of emojis because they're just a bunch like X'd out.
Yeah.
It does not say anything.
That's what it looks like actually in the printer.
Oh, that's what it looks
like.
like.
That is literally what it looks like.
Says verification required. We are contacting you to remind you that your account is missing the most recent Know Your Customer verification. To comply with recent regulations and ensure continued access to your account, please complete your KYC verification. And there's a big button, complete KYC verification. Best regards, Coinbase compliance team.
Okay. All right. Now, so if you get an email like this, what are you going to do?
Ignore it.
Don't click on.
Okay. So, what was the key on there? The key was where it came from, right?
There's so many keys. One, it's new.sales.eflight, whatever.
Okay.
Another one was all the emojis, like all the X'd out in the name.
Yeah.
In the only subject line. It's not even coherent English.
Okay. So you would
also,
delete that, right?
It says attachments, like it's a really ugly.
Did you click on that?
No, I did not click on it.
You didn't click on it?
No, I did not click on it. Okay.
Good.
All right. There you go. But see, the idea is that someone was
also,
trying to.
I don't have Coinbase, so.
You know what? Yes. That makes it even more difficult. All right. You got a nice one here.
Okay. I
Mike.
don't really know what to make out of this.
Okay. So you're gonna read the first titles, and then you're gonna go flip it to the second page because that's really what you click on.
Yeah. So this is something from CEO at day.dailycrypthunt.com on behalf of Social Security increase. I don't know. Its subject line is extra $2,500 for you.
Okay.
And then it's got a splash logo with Daily Crypto Hunt. Imagine getting a second Social Security check tax free. Click here. Get the check now. Did you know you could be collecting thousands of dollars, quote unquote?
So that's the main scam page that comes up.
Okay. That's
so just read the headings. Tell me if you think that this would be okay to do as a person.
Are you talking about the one from the big logo here? Or
Yeah, you just all these
stuff
words,
down
all these
there?
words.
Check that
Here.
out. I mean, because this is visually just distracting as hell.
Okay, so it's a bad email. First off, we get you.
Imagine receiving a check or wire transfer every week or month and not paying any taxes on it. It's like having a second Social Security check, but completely tax free.
Okay, so
this income stream is 100% legal and IRS approved.
Okay,
yeah, so it's one of the best secrets in financial planning.
Okay, so let me just ask you this. So this if I click on this ad here, they're going to give me $2,500 tax free.
Yeah,
and the IRS is okay with this.
It sounds like they are.
Have you ever heard the IRS be okay with anything not being taxed?
Well, it depends on what vehicles you're using, because there are vehicles that you can.
There are some
tax money in.
Okay. Have they ever given you? Has anybody ever said that they would give you a check for $2,500
every day?
What was that every day?
Every day. In fact, these guys should hook up with those torturer guys, and there would have had no reason to go that route.
Okay, all right. So you can't get money tax free. They can't get a free $2,500 check tax free. If you're clicking on this stuff. Come on now, you can't. Come on,
you have
common sense.
You have to have the right vehicles that are monitored and I can't think of the word.
Monitored and in place and
yeah. So there are certain retirement vehicles that you can put money into, and then when you get your check from them, it'll be tax free. But you paid taxes on it before it went in.
All right. I got my last one right here.
Wait, this goes on
it's
and
just
on.
like
there's
7 pages.
There's like
7 pages.
Crazy new U.S. weapon spotted in the desert, and then there's
that's 7 pages. They send you 7 pages of info. I only gave you the first 5. 7 pages. So there's a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you don't like the main article, you can keep on reading the article for all the rest of the stuff.
That's like Netflix.
All right, my last thing here. Out of space. I got an email from no replied at SharedPointOnline.com. SharedPoint. Your SharePoint online storage is out of space. Oh, my SharePoint.
I hate it when that happens.
But it's not really from SharePoint Online. It is SharedPointOnline.com. So they added the D to it. But they don't put in anything else. Shared Point.
That's right.
Right?
You're going to see SharePoint.
SharedPointOnline.com. All right. So it has this thing here. It says I'm out of space. I need to click on this to get more. You know what? Of all the scams, it's probably the most basic, because they just ask you for $19 in your credit card. They don't sign you up for anything else. You just put your credit card in. You pay them $19. You don't get any more SharePoint Online space. But
that's how you get your $2,500 tax free. Those guys scam you out of the money, and then they give them to this guy who pays it to you tax free.
Oh, and he gets it back.
That sounds like money laundering.
Okay, all right. Well, that ends our stories letters. Up now, though, we have Mike's mesmerizing moment. Welcome to Mike's mesmerizing moment. What does Mike have to say today? All right, Mike, let's go back to the first story. Are you ready for AI to track your actions in a video game, enhancing immersion while you play? Is this beneficial for the psychology of people who are playing these games?
Oh, see, you hit on something there, because I was talking about this.
Yeah?
So, in and of itself, any way that you can make the game more dynamic is a positive for this technology.
Okay.
But the problem is, Odie brought it up when she jumped into my side of the pool. There is a tendency for human beings to create para relationships with things that are not human. We've talked about that many, many times.
Yep.
And so you might have problematic interactions with the player and these AI-generated NPCs, especially if they have an unlimited range of conversational topics they can go into and things like that. You could see a lot of delusional thinking or magical thinking going on with the player, which can be very concerning from a psychological perspective, because we've already seen how AI has set up somebody with some sort of delusional thinking that they go out and try to do things like assassinate the Queen or even commit suicide, right? Suicide. There's there are problems with this type of technology entering into these realms, and there's always a lot of pushback when you sort of attack games for their content. Like, for instance, GTA has always been a controversial game because of its content and what you do in that game and how it can affect people. And then, of course, gamers come back and they're like, well, it's just a game, and they get really upset about that. But there is problems with that. There are emotional upticks with certain games that can create.
Yeah, I can absolutely see people having NPC relationships, right?
Yeah,
and thinking that they're somewhat real. What? You think they already do?
It's known that people already do. I mean, have you seen this show? I think it's My Strange Addiction. The dude that's in love with his car.
No.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. This.
There's people in love with anime characters. Imagine
that is true. Yeah, I do know that. Yeah.
There's the guy that married
computer-generated
the guy
people.
that married the anime pillow.
Yeah. And she can't even, or the thing can't even respond.
Yeah.
Case in point.
Now
Odie.
imagine if an NPC is just like, it's the movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson, where he falls in love with the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is always going to be psychological conundrums with this technology, and that's the problem that this AI has, because if the boundaries are not there, there's going to be more psychological
issues
that come out of it.
Well, Mike, thanks for that mesmerizing moment. Up next, we have This Week in Technology, so now would be a great time to enjoy a little whiskey on the side, as we're going to be doing so during the break. See you in a few minutes.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, so you know what? We need people to start liking our social media pages.
If you like our show, if you really like us, we could use your support on patreon.com.
Or is it Patreon? I think it's Patreon.
Okay, Patreon. If you really like us, you can.
And you say I'm the English guy?
Patreon.com.
I butcher the English language?
You know you butcher the English language.
Okay, so it's
all the time.
It's Patreon.com.
Patreon.com. If you really like our show, you can subscribe to patreon.com and help us out.
Oh, and you can visit us on that Facebook platform. You know, the one that Zuckerberg owns?
The one that we always bag on?
Yeah, you can. We're on Facebook, too.
Yeah, like us on Facebook.
Do you know what our Facebook page is?
TechTime Radio.
At TechTime Radio. Yeah. You know what? There's a trend here.
It seems to be that there's a trend, and that's TechTime Radio.
Or you can even Instagram with us.
And that's at TechTime Radio.
That's at TechTime Radio. Or you can find us on TikTok.
And it's TechTime Radio.
It's at TechTime Radio.
Like and subscribe to our social media.
Like us today. We need you to like us.
Like us and subscribe. That's it?
That's it. That's that simple.
And now, let's look back at this week in technology.
All right, we're going back to June 7th, 1983. The Hayes Smart Modem 300 technology is patented. Michael Eaton is granted the patent for the AT command set for modems, which was created as a standard language for interacting with modems. 2 years earlier, the rights of this commands set were purchased by the Hayes Corporation and incorporated into the Hayes Smart Modem 300 as the Hayes command set. Now, the protocols become the industry standard used for years to come. The Hayes command set included commands for various phone line operations, such as dialing and hanging up. It also included various controls to set up the modem, including a set of register commands, which allowed the user to directly set the various memory locations in the original Hayes modem for downloads. Now, the command set was copied largely verbatim, including the meaning of the registers, by almost all 300 baud modem manufacturers. Now, the expansion into 1200 and 2400 baud modems required an additional new commands, some of them prefixed with the ampersand sign. Ampersand sign to donate to denote those dedicated to the new functionality. Sorry.
See what happens?
That's what happens with what?
What happens?
With what? With alcohol?
With you and talking.
Wow. In the early 90s, though, all of us are used to modems, and some of those were the pre-internet bulletin board systems, explaining that I used to have one bulletin board system called Playhouse.
Yeah, I remember bulletin boards.
Bulletin boards. Remember walking into that? I had one that was set up. I would have to have a second line at our first house that I purchased, and I would plug in my BBS during certain times of the week so people could download unique information from my bulletin board service. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, we have the Mark Mumble Whiskey Review. We'll see you after this break.
Attention, all geeks and pop culture enthusiasts. Get ready for the ultimate celebration of everything geek at Geek Fest West Game Expo, July 18th through the 20th in downtown Everett, Washington. Join us for 3 thrilling days packed with cosmic cosplay, gaming tournaments, retro movies, and a street fair brimming with unique vendors. From the innovative Geektopia Vendor Hall to the Galactic Time Warp showcasing beloved film classics, including Ghostbusters, The Wrath of Khan, and our special 40th anniversary showing of Goonies. There's something for everyone. Plus, participate in interactive events, from keynote speakers each day to special guest artists. Tickets are on sale now. Secure your spot for this epic celebration at geekfest.com. Get your badges from one-day passes to VIP options and don't be left out. Visit geekfest.com. Geekfest West, the biggest gathering of geek fandom in Snohomish County.
The segment we've been waiting all week for. Mark's Whiskey Mumble.
All right, you ready to go?
I'm
I'm looking over there at Mark, and you know what? Mark,
I know he looks so good
He
today.
is scratching his head because of all the stuff that you say.
Is that okay? All right, there we go.
Well, you guys want to know what we're celebrating today?
What are we celebrating?
We're celebrating Love Conquers All on this lovely June
Oh,
3rd.
that's wrong.
June 3rd day is Love Conquers All.
Love Conquers All.
Oh, Mike knows
Yeah.
lots about this. All right, continue on.
Love conquers
Oh my gosh.
squat.
So, Love Conquers All Day is celebrated as a day to cherish our loved ones.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Okay, can I get a high five from both of you?
Absolutely not. It's love conquers squat.
No matter how tough life gets, the sailing becomes smoother with those by our side. Ain't that right, Nathan?
Oh, that's right.
It is a day to express gratitude and love to those who matter and to recognize love as the force that makes the world go round.
Bah humbug.
A day of joy and warmth. You can celebrate it with friends, family, partners,
Absolutely.
pets, or anyone you love and cherish. Like
AI
that guy.
NPCs.
Exactly. This is why Mark is not in the studio. He is with his loved ones enjoying the day. Just kidding.
Is he loving himself?
He loves Nathan, Mike, and Odie too. Aw.
Thanks, Mark.
He
Oh,
just
that's so
loves
sweet.
them a little more from a distance today.
Oh, wow, he's getting.
This is such an uncomfortable day.
Love Conquers All, Mike.
Love conquers squat.
Well, okay, so today we're drinking from the Bainbridge Organic Distillers. Cherry blossoms are a timeless symbol of love, and fittingly, Mark loves this whiskey too.
Shouldn't this be back in February?
No,
Why
I
isn't this
love this.
day back in
I
February?
like this
We
day.
could just celebrate that at the same
Oh, I love this day.
Valentine's
Let's
No, we
Day.
need
Conquers All.
another. Yeah,
That's a
another
Hallmark.
day.
That's a Hallmark holiday.
We don't need. No, we
Exactly.
don't need that.
Well, Mark loves this whiskey too, finished in rare Japanese cherry wood and full of character. Whiskey aged in virgin Japanese cherry wood is nearly unheard of, especially in American whiskey. This unique finish came about thanks to Bainbridge Organic Distilling's nonprofit efforts within their local Japanese community, which helped them build close ties to the Japanese corporages and wood suppliers.
All right.
Mark finds this pour both delicious and surprising, especially coming from Nathan's collection. Wait, what?
Come on.
Oh
now.
my
This was
gosh.
yours.
Yes.
This 100%.
Oh, you brought this back from Japan? No, you didn't. This is Bainbridge
No, this
Island.
is
Never
Bainbridge.
mind.
Bainbridge Island.
This 100% wheat mash bill brings a soft, sweet profile that is beautifully balanced by the darker, richer tones from the cherry wood finish. Mark's only regret that Nathan did not spring for the cast strength version at 124.9 proof. Just $25 more for what could have been an exceptional pour.
Wow.
Wow. Are you becoming a connoisseur?
Yeah, show him the love, Mark. Show him the
let me
love.
just tell Mark that wanted me to upsell on the unit. They have to be in stock when you actually go there to purchase those. So if they're not in stock, you can't purchase the upsell.
But it was there, and it was extra $25,
No.
and there was no way Nathan would.
I would have bought that. I would have bought it. All right. Well, you know what? Thank you so much, Mark / Odie, for that. Whiskey
Yeah,
and
we love you
technology
too.
are a great pairing.
Aw, he said
yeah,
it.
that's
But
right.
love doesn't conquer squat.
Yeah, love conquers all. But love is like watching
Oh no.
80s boy bands that are both Guns N' Roses and Metallica from the bad boy group.
That is not a boy band.
Well, they were boy. They were bad. They were bad boy bands in the 80s. That's all over.
No.
Yes, Metallica and Guns N' Roses.
Stop trying to put 90s
Well, that's
socio stuff onto 80s stuff.
Okay. All right, let's prepare.
They were not boy bands.
Well, they were considered bad boy bands of the 80s.
No, they weren't.
That's
I
what
don't know where you
got
just
rock bands.
They were metal, man. They were metal.
Yeah, well, okay.
There was
metal
no
bands.
bad boy band.
That's crap. Do you like Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like Metallica?
Yeah, but they weren't boy bands.
This conversation is a fail.
Yeah, let's prepare our technology fail of the week.
Congratulations. You're a failure.
Oh, I failed. Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Now, I'm sure this interrupted Odie's life, so we're going to be talking about this. Now, last week we talked about Marks and Spencer. They were a department store that was hacked and were down. This week we're talking about Victoria's Secret. So the Victoria's Secret website was down in the U.S., and the lingerie sellers addressed it as a security incident.
Nathan thinks this is really important.
This is important. Victoria's Secret is the number one underwear and lingerie sellers in the world. Do you know that's an Ohio-based?
Love conquers all, baby.
They're an Ohio-based company. Victoria's Secret is from Ohio. It was a victim of a cyber attack. The U.S. retailer sector is currently being targeted in ransomware and extortion operations that are linked to the UNC 3944, also known as Scattered Spider. Victoria's Secret did not specify when it first identified the issue as being a cyber attack, and they pulled back their services. Most media reported the retailer's website going dark last week on Wednesday, and some people said that it was already happening for a couple weeks before. Now, Bloomberg News reported that Victoria's Secret has also stopped some of its office operations during this time, and some employees were locked out of their company email accounts, citing an anonymous source familiar with the matter. Halting operations rather than rushing to bring them back online is crucial to ensure patches, recovery efforts, and strengthened cybersecurity are effected, said Victoria's Secret spokesperson. There is a known bounty for the attack at this time, so they haven't put a bounty out for anybody as Coinbase did.
That's what they should do.
That's what they should do.
Victoria's Secret.
I'm sure that impacted.
I don't know how that would play out in the real world.
That impacted your life probably pretty drastically.
We're going to send our angels out to get you.
All right. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's now move on to our Nathan Nugget.
This is your Nugget of the Week.
All right. Last week, Google discreetly launched an app that enables users to access various public available AI models from the AI development platform Hugging Face on their mobile devices. Now named Google AI Edge Gallery, the app is currently available for Android. It will soon be available for iOS. It allows users to browse, download, and operate compatibility models that can generate images, answer inquiries, write and modify code, and more. The models can function offline, utilizing the processor and supported phones without requiring an internet connection. This is the key. So now you don't have to be
on Hugging Face.
That's just the name of the AI.
I'm gonna pull a Nathan here.
Hugging Face with
face hugger.
Face hugger.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Alien is going to implant something nasty in your phone, and an alien is gonna pop out.
Well, the key issue about this is that most of the time you always have to use AI when you're on either Wi-Fi or a cellular network. This allows you to not be on a network and get your AI information, which is really good for importance of security, because if you don't want to pass on your information to the AI, this is a way to download it, have AI work internally for a company, internally for
and
what you
I can have an AI conversation with my Love Conquers All bot, and nobody will know about it but me.
All right. Well, the home screen features shortcuts to AI tasks and functionality. You can ask for an image. You can do an AI chat, and it's all tailored around Google's Gemma 3N.
Oh, I got this update. I remember getting an email about this.
Did you?
And I was like, what the hell is this?
Did you update it?
No.
Oh, you should update it so you can now do your AI offline.
Yeah, because that's what I need to do, is sit around offline and talk
with
to my phone.
With your love days, you know what? I think the AI offline may help you a little bit.
Hello,
all right, now let's move on to our pick of the day, whiskey tasting.
And now our pick of the day for our whiskey tastings. Let's see what bubbles to the top.
All right, what do we got, Odie?
Today we're drinking from the Bainbridge Organic Distillers It's age 7 proof. Oh my gosh. It's the Bainbridge Sakura Cask 255, 100% proof with 95% organic heritage soft white wheat. What are we thinking, y'all?
Mike, what do you think?
Nathan's going to give it a thumbs down.
No.
I'm going to give it a thumbs up because it is delicious.
Why would you think that would give it a thumbs down?
It came from Nathan's stash.
It's in my stash.
I'm just saying.
You're just saying that?
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
I don't think I was paying attention today, but it was in the first break. He said he liked it.
Yes.
I can't remember what you said in
I
the
said I
other
still
break.
liked
I
it
don't
in a
think you
second.
were audibly like saying anything after that.
No, and it's pretty. It's 100 proof.
Watch, he's gonna give it a thumbs up because he always gives it a thumbs up.
I always give things a thumbs up, but this is on my shelf. This tastes fantastic.
That doesn't mean anything. Did you know about this before you put it on your shelf?
When I bought it?
What do you mean?
How well?
I just
we all
saw
know.
it- I just
we
saw it
all
on a
know that
shelf.
Nathan tastes everything.
I do a little bit, but I bought this and off a recommendation from somebody else. It wasn't Whiskey Chris and it wasn't Mark Gregoire. I kind of surprised them that I actually got something that was good.
So is it a thumbs up?
It's absolutely a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
see.
Okay.
2 thumbs up.
Look at that. Woo!
See,
Woo!
last week we had 2 thumbs down, and this week we had 2 thumbs up. What a great thing. All right, we're out of time. We want to thank everyone for listening to our program.
Okay, whatever.
Listeners, click on our Be a Caller and give us a question. Remember, the science of tomorrow starts with the technology of today. See you next week.
Thanks for joining us on TechTime Radio. We hope that you had a chance to have that moment today in technology. The fun doesn't stop there. We recommend that you go to techtimeradio.com and join our fan list for the most important aspect of staying connected and winning some really great monthly prizes. We also have a few other ways to stay connected, including subscribing to our podcast on any podcast service, from Apple to Google and everything in between. We're also on YouTube, so check us out on youtube.com/techtimeradio, all one word. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we did making it for you. From all of us at TechTime Radio, remember, Mumm's the word. Have a safe and fantastic week.